ladies and gentlemen! Hey! Hello everyone, I'm Freddie Kreuger. You may know me best from the films of my life, the Nightmare on Elm Street franchise. I was just here to tell you I was grossly misrepresented in those films. I've never killed a teenager. I was just trying to give those kids potassium. Would you like some potassium? Take one, it's yours. Would you like some potassium? It's good for you. No, I can't do that. Do you want some jokes? Yeah! Do you want some proper jokes? Right, okay, proper joke number one. Why did the pre-industrial agricultural worker cross the road? To get to the other side! Proper jokes, everyone! We're off! So it's so low, I'm going to stand here. So my girlfriend, she gets very annoyed whenever I say, looks like it's somebody's time of the month. Because her dad was a werewolf. Proper jokes, everyone! They're not stopping. That's what I do. So I went to my doctor the other day. I said, I get so nervous before sex that my penis literally falls off. Yeah. He said, you've got a severe case of erectile disjunction. Proper jokes, everyone! What was I going to talk about? Oh yeah, so they say, don't they? They say that the pen is mightier than the sword, don't they? But more easily lost down the back of the sofa. Okay? Sword wins! Yeah, that's new. So ladies and gentlemen, it might surprise you to find out that I'm not massively adventurous in bed. I know, I can see the shock on your faces. You know, what I will do, ladies, I will seduce you into my reactionary ideology. Yeah. And then I will strip you. Do you want some potassium, madam? I will strip you of industry and social mobility. You might say I'm quite conservative in bed. Oh. Bam! Staying in. So I'm quite interested in talking of conservatives. So politicians, ladies and gentlemen, they'll quite often tell you that what we need is a cure for the disease of unemployment. Well, they say that quite often. But the reality is that unemployment isn't a disease, is it? It's the cure for work. Isn't it? Now, you might not be on side of that, I can prove that, because actually what unemployment is a sign that you live in a healthy, functioning, technologically advanced society that is able to do more with less. So for instance, 100 years ago when we invented the automobile, hundreds of thousands of blacksmiths were out of work because no one needed their horses shoed anymore. And similarly, when we invented the vibrator, shares in male prostitution plummeted. No, you're not going for that. Got some potassium? Maybe sometimes if you don't like a joke it's because you haven't had enough potassium. That's sometimes what it is. Yeah, I was going to do that. Who would like to hear an excerpt from my new erotic novella? Yeah! Can you get that out for me? I think it's in my back pocket. Yeah, could you also unfold it?
Yeah. We should read it to you as well.
No, could you stand here and hold it for me then? I don't know, I can't hold it in my banana hands. Do you want some potassium, sir? Before we begin. Anyone? Potassium? Just see me afterwards. Okay, so it's like a period erotic novella, by which I mean it's set in the Victorian era, not that kind of period erotic novella, although I'm not judging, each to their own. And it's quite sexy, ladies, so you may want to put a towel down, maybe a sponge. It's going to get hot in here already, it's going to get even hotter. You may need some potassium afterwards. It's going to get pretty exciting. It's called a Sir Everton Groinhammer, and it's tour of Europe's finest purveyors of ladies with low moral fibre. It's an enticing title already, I think, isn't it? Are you ready, guys?
Yeah.
Are we in? Okay. Sir Everton Groinhammer requested passionately that the young Parisian remove her undergarments. Trembling with anticipation, she obliged. Groinhammer's eyes widened as he looked between her legs. It is not my sacred place he sees, she thought, but possibility. It's quite sexy already, isn't it? It's going to get sexier. Then, with swift deliberation, Groinhammer undid his belt. His trousers and under-trousers fell to the ground, and he kicked them from his feet with a swift move of his leg. Then, with the same determined manner, he squatted down and did a fart Light up a chuff. Dose of potassium. Sir Everton Groyhammer's youthful ward, Hairy Joe, looks on in wonder at his guardian's masterful technique. What do you think of that, Joe? Groyhammer barked happily at his ward. I did a fart, right up her chuff. Joe did as he always did, clenching his right hand into a fist and raising his thumb. He smiled his smile, broad and wide, revealing the nub of his tongue between his teeth. Pink and rough, ever since the tip was removed by natives during the two men's sensual adventures in Borneo. I figured that might be like a prequel, if this one's a success. What times they were, Groinhammer recalled to himself and smiled. A smile that grew still bigger, as did his legendary member. As his gas exited the tunnel between his lover's thighs, causing it to emit a most entertaining whistle, as of a steam engine coming to a stop at a station. Would you like some potassium now? That was my level. How long have I got? Minute? Yeah. Oh, well, I'm going to do this as well. Who was the couple in the room? There was a couple. Was that you guys? How long have you been together? 2 years. 2 years. Congratulations. That's nice. Do you find the sex gets a bit samey? You don't have to answer that, really. I was with my girlfriend for a long time. And she was like, let's mix things up a bit, right? We love each other. Tell me your sexual fantasy. And I was like, oh, I don't want it, because it's embarrassing. And she was like, no, we love each other, we trust each other, we all have sexual fantasies, it's fine, you can share it with me. And I went, okay. Because it's true, we do all have them, they're very common, nothing to be ashamed of. So I said to her sometimes, like not often, but sometimes I like to imagine that I've got like a tiny vagina on the shaft of my penis. You know, I see you laughing with recognition now, right? It's very common. We've all had it. And that she's got like a tiny penis inside her vagina. You know what I mean, sir, don't you? It's very common. We've all had it. And then when we have sex, her vagina penis goes inside my penis vagina, yeah? And then in my ballsack, like instead of testicles, I've got like ovaries. You know what I mean, madam? Don't you laugh? It's nice that we can talk about it, isn't it? It's very common. We've all had nothing to be ashamed of, yeah? And then her vagina penis, like it ejaculates, and it's thick and black, it's like tar. You know what I mean, sir? Don't you? It's very common, nice that we can share it, isn't it? I feel like we're bonding. Okay, it's very common, nothing to be ashamed of. And that fertilises the ovaries on my ballsack, and a baby starts growing really quickly. You know what I mean, madam? Don't you? It's very common, we've all had it, nothing to be ashamed of. It grows so quickly, the kind of the skin of my boy is stretched like brown paper, and we can see the baby inside, yeah? It's got like the dead black eyes of a shark lolling around in its skull. You know what I mean, sir? It's very common. We've got nothing to be ashamed of, And it's whispering the litany from the black mass under its breath. Yeah? And then we rip into my ballsack with like our teeth and our fists, and we've got amniotic fluid dripping down our chin and our chest, and we're not together anymore. I've been Freddie Kreuger, you guys have been absolutely lovely. Does anyone want some potassium before I go? See me afterwards, see me outside. Have a good night, guys, thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Freddie Kreuger Jr. Hey!